What up? What up? Hey,
Good morning.
before we get started in this, everybody right now, I will give you leeway. Go over. I dropped the link to drop the hammer registration. It is now in the chat. Go or get registered for that. Come back in a few minutes. We'll see you in a minute. But guys, we are doing episode or not episode. Today's Valentine's Day, bro.
It is.
What are we
So
doing out of here?
you got to make sure that when we're done, we do that thing that the ladies like:
Yeah, the dishes.
laundry, yes,
Laundry.
cleaning, all the
That's
above.
exactly right. Well, y'all, welcome to Drag Drive Repeat News presented by Summit Racing for February 14th, 2026. Dude, this thing is today. It's all about sick week, man. We have stats, stories, and who broke records, who broke their car, and a bunch more. So if you will hit that intro, sir, we'll do this thing.
Yeah, let's do it.
All right, guys. Hey, as I said a minute ago, welcome to the Drag Drive Repeat News presented by Summit Racing for Valentine's Day 2026. My name is Mike Narks, but you really can't see down there in the corner because we're going to try a different format today because Brian's like, dude, please make yourselves bigger when you can. So I said, okay, man, we'll do that. I appreciate him and all the editing he's been doing, man. It's been crazy. My name is Mike Narks. I'm the host of this show and this news episode you're watching now and the show that happens on Wednesday nights. Dude, coming up, we have some banger guests for the show. It's going to be crazy. My right hand man, Mr. Eric White. What you got going on, dude?
I'm Eric White, co-host of the show and news, and right now it's all about getting things ready for the circuit. So racer cards are getting getting created, and some other artwork for trophies and stuff like that. So it's been busy with that.
Yeah, the trophy artwork is badass, dude. I just want you to know that it's I love it. It's going to be great. And as we jump in here, guys, this morning again, drop the link in the chat over there. The drop the hammer registration is open right now. That just opened 6 minutes ago. So if you're watching this live, we will give you a pass this one time to jump over there and register for that. That's the one in Michigan. And guys, thank you so much. I worked till about 1 a.m. last night, and man, it's awesome. There's a constant ding of updates and people making comments and things like that on our stuff. So appreciate everybody for doing what they do and all the stuff that's out there. But I'm asking one favor: hit the share button as we jump in here this morning on the news. And then thank you to our sponsors, man. Without these guys, I couldn't have gone to sick week. I really couldn't have. It was makes for a great year when you have great sponsors on board to help get around all that. So Summit Racing, who had a big episode we're going to talk about here in a minute, where they went over all the events they're going to be at. Deechworks bringing 2 cars to the circuit. Can't wait. And our Racer Party sponsor there, Molly Motorsports, who's been with us since like day one, man. I love those guys over there. If you the best pistons in the game. Driven Racing Oil. Got to hang out with Bill and Ashley down at Sick Week. Super cool stuff. And there are a ton of racers on these lists that we're going to talk about later that are Driven Racing Oil team members. So it's pretty cool to see how well Driven has done as far as like pushing the sport forward and pushing drag and drive to the next level. Howard's Cams, our boy Luke B. You know, if you need valve train stuff, he's your guy. J Wire Solutions, plug and play harnesses like crazy, and he can plumb and wire your hot rod for whatever you need. Avco Racing Products, got to hang out with Eric and Rex down at Sick Week as well. Got to talk to them about some of the cars that were there and some of the setups on some of the cars and how the suspension game has changed because of drag and drive, which is really, really cool. Like fast cars pulling trailers, completely different setup than they've ever had to work with, which is awesome. Performer built transmission, Ryan and the team up there. If you need a GM transmission to go in the sevens, call those guys because they've put a 4L60 in the sevens. It's crazy, absolutely insane. And then Car Change 3D, the best dude, 3D printing stuff, all kinds of whatever your idea is, he has it. Corey up there in Michigan, hit him up. And then of course all our rest: Power Tube TV, WAF Racing, Sweet Patina, and Racing Junk Classifieds.
Man, what a list of sponsors.
It's so cool, man. It's so cool. And we have so much fun stuff that we have worked with or what we're working with Corey, what we're doing with some of the summit stuff that's coming. I mean, like, there's just a lot of really neat stuff that's out there. You know what we need? We need like a parking lot party cam from Luke. That's what we need.
Right.
Makes no more power, but it sounds incredible. All right, let's play this ad read by the Brian Loans about Summit Racing.
What does it mean to be built with Summit? It means you're hitting the autocross, drag strip, dirt, or open road with confidence. Because built with Summit means you're using parts from the top names in performance. Let's build it together. SummitRacing.com.
Man, I say it all the time. That dude's got the voice of an angel.
Right.
Pretty awesome. And does an incredible job for us here in the Drag and Drive community. You can find him announcing at Drag Week, which is going to be super awesome this year in your backyard.
Yes.
I don't know if you watched this live, but I was coming back from Tulsa on Thursday because I worked over there on a bunch of updates we have for the Tulsa Raceway Park stuff. But Jim Greenleaf jumped on live with our boy Justin Wiedemann from Summit Racing, and they went over the events that they're attending in the trucks for 2026. Bro, it's long. I tried to find like my list was broken out, but I couldn't. It was there's nowhere it's like that. So I'm going to keep digging, or I may even make it myself. I don't know. But it's pretty awesome. The number of events. Yeah. The one thing they are missing on there is the circuit, though.
So I did see that. It was not on there.
We're going to keep trying. We're trying, y'all. I'm telling you, I bug Tommy 2 or 3 times a year about how we can have Summit Racing products at the circuit. So we're going to figure something out. I promise. If I got to buy them and then return them, I don't know. We're going to do something so we can take care of racers like they do, man. It's so cool to see a huge line of people at the Summit truck buying. They're not just buying stuff to buy it. They're buying stuff because they need it, So it's always cool at the events. A lot of guys making upgrades. I think that would be a fun story to tell is, who bought stuff from the truck and who went faster because of it. So super cool there. And of course, while you're over there, you got to grab that Drag Drive Repeat merch. We got hoodies, we got big brim hats, we got t-shirts, and there's other stuff in the works. I promise. There's some cool stuff coming probably middle or late this year over there from the Drag Drive Repeat family of stuff. So going to be really cool.
Saying patience, grasshoppers.
He said, once you get to 300, he didn't tell me this. He said, once you get to 300, then we can look at it. And that and 1,000, spectators per day. That's what we need next.
And a big congrats to Tommy on winning the Drop the Hammer entry.
Yeah, actually, that is our first update for the Drag Drive Repeat stuff. Super cool. Last night we did a live stream with Carl Stansel from Drop the Hammer, and yeah, Tommy Dupree won it, man. It's awesome. So for folks who don't know, this is part of our Race Car Friends membership group. These promoters have provided free entry to events. We draw for those out of the people that are interested. So for the Race Car Friends members that haven't filled out the form, you're missing out. We've now given out like $2,500 worth of free entry to events that you guys have missed out on because you haven't filled out the form. It went out in the email yesterday. Check your spam, check your all email folder, all that kind of stuff to make sure that you have that filled out. So it's a Google form, tells us which events you're interested in that we have free entry to. So pretty cool, man. I'm excited for him.
Why would you not fill that out and chance to win a free entry to an event?
Yeah, I'm in. So I think I need to put my name in there too. Let's see. Hang on. We have more Drag Drive Repeat updates than that one though. Got to get my notes open back up here. Sick Week was incredible, absolutely incredible. With Brian working on shorts and reels, you working on photo editing. It was crazy. We had more than 5 million views during Sick Week alone. That blew my mind, dude.
Yeah. That is pretty insane.
Blew my mind. One thing that was really neat was we put out in one day, we put out 23 pieces of content. I think that was like 10 or 12 photos and then 11 short reels, or sorry, 9 reels and 2 long form videos. It's crazy, dude.
Yeah.
Insane amount of work. We grew more than 5,000 followers and subs across all platforms that week, which is badass. And then I thought this was pretty wild. The most viewed video was Finnegan blowing up at 465,000 views.
That is crazy too.
Yeah.
Almost half a million views on that video.
Yeah. And to do 5 million and not have one go absolutely wild, it's pretty intense. I mean, I think we had 10 videos over 100,000 views, and then everything else was just a culmination of 40,000, 10,000, everything from there. So pretty badass, dude.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, it's a crazy week. And then big shout out to Joe, who is putting in the Drag and Drive events from our Drag and Drive list 2026. He's putting all of those events into the Racing Junk event list under a tab that they have created for Racing-Drag and Drive. Racing Junk continues to be supportive of the community. We appreciate them for all they do there. But big shout out to Joe. He's working diligently on that. And then also for our Tulsa Raceway Park fans, he is going to put all the lists on there, all the events on there as well. So whatever we can continue to hammer home all of the drag and drive stuff and all the drag racing, I guess, at that point.
Yeah, Racing Junk's been huge doing the drag and drive category of vehicles for sale, which we'll feature later, and now the list of drag and drive events. That's awesome.
Yeah, they are committed. So big shout out to our boy Tyler. So yeah, again, congratulations to Tommy. Let's talk about some Circuit 2026 updates. I'll let you lead in on this one here.
Are you ready for this? Days until the circuit, 75 days. How do you feel about that?
My blood pressure.
Just felt it raise up a little bit there.
Man, it's crazy to think we are that close. Like, dude, that's 10 weekends. That's all you got left. No, actually, that's 9 weekends because you got to have it ready the weekend before. Like that's I guess 10 weekends would be 70. Yeah, so 10 weekends is all you have left, guys. That's it. You have 10 weekends. There's people that haven't even bought their cheap car challenge car yet. Like Brandon Hayes is out there tearing his apart, got the interior out, new carpet, all the seats back in and cleaned and everything. People still haven't even bought theirs yet. So
ripped the vinyl roof off and repainted it.
Yeah, he's an animal. He's an animal. Tom Bagley, I wish you could do the circuit as well, buddy. One day, man, one day. Y'all, we got to find Tom a wife. That's the easiest way to get him here.
Today's the day. It's Valentine's Day. Let's get him. Yeah. Let's get him hooked up.
Have you met my friend Tom?
Eric here saying putting the motor in the car today.
Nice, dude. That's awesome. Yeah, I can't believe we're 75 days away from this. This is the road. Obviously we're sold out for racer tickets, but the road trip continues. Like we're getting 3 or 4 of those a week. People signing up for that. Obviously, that's our first level of wait list. We're just testing your commitment. Are you coming or not? Do you want to take the chance on a road trip and get there? Because if you do the road trip this year and you don't get a racing spot, you still get to get in early next year and you're guaranteed a racing spot in 2027. And I promise I'm already working on 2027 ideas as well. So anyways, 75 days. I can't believe it. It's absolutely insane.
Yeah. And Chris saying the CUDA is stripped apart, being refreshed for the circuit too.
Oh, geez. That guy's an animal. Also, lastly, Summit Racing, the code emails for the discount and stuff like that are still going out. I hope to have those done tomorrow afternoon, which is Sunday the 15th. I have to do those manually. MailChimp does not have a way that I can assign a number to a unique individual number to everyone in the circuit group, which really sucks. So that's 241 emails that I have to send individually. So Yikes. I can get through about 40 at a time without moving, but man, mental brain damage after that. So that's about an hour's worth of email sending for me.
Right. And of course, Camp Counselor Bob will be there.
And racing in the Cheap Car Challenge, I think.
Okay.
That's going to be fun. And my daughter is wearing me out about getting her NHRA junior street license. So we're going to go over Tulsa Raceway Park opens for Test and Tunes March 7th and 14th, I think. So we're going to sneak over there one day and get her NHRA junior street license. It's going to be kind of cool.
Yeah, come on.
Yeah, right. I'm excited. So in the go-kart she drove before, she drove about 2.5 miles an hour. So I told her, I was like, you're going to have to go fast. But Uncle Steven will be riding with her whenever they do the racing part of it, so it'll be fine from there. He's probably a better teacher than I am. So, all right, well, let's move on, man. Some Driven Racing Oil event updates.
All right.
Hey, it's Brandon from Fort Smith, Arkansas here. Driven Racing Oil is a performance engine oil that can do it all. GP1 is the ultimate oil for any race or performance application. Whether launching hard at the drag strip, enduring the extreme heat of off-road and circle track, or pushing the limits in top-fueled drag boats and demo derbies, winning racers choose GP1. Compatible with engines from classic hot rods to cutting-edge race machines, GP1's unique surface cleaning and high zinc formulation ensures superior wear protection, particularly for flat tappet camshafts, while solving issues like cylinder washout with methanol and ethanol fuels. Crafted from the legendary Bradford, Pennsylvania base oil and enhanced with state-of-the-art additive packages, GP1 offers the best in protection and performance.
Oh, yeah.
And Richard Brewer, Dirty Panda, going to be at the circuit. And Tom saying Uncle Steve will keep her in check.
Yeah, that's for sure. That
All
is
right.
for sure.
So event updates by Driven. So day counts for our next 4 events. First up is the Road Trip Drag Challenge. That is in 40 days. So March 26th through 28th. And we always talk that the gap from sick week to the next event is always that like downtime that we get where there's nothing going on. So I feel like we're starting to creep up a little bit here, but yeah, 40 days until the Road Trip Drag Challenge.
Yeah, we're starting to close that gap for sure. Up next is bragging rights. This will kick off a pretty busy weekend. So this is April 15th through 18th. Rockingham Dragway, over $200,000 in guaranteed payouts. I'm calling it drag and drive friendly. This isn't necessarily a drag and drive event. They do make you do some driving, like around the Rockingham Oval there, and then it is jam packed with drag and drive racers. So lots of content we'll be watching from there. Make sure wherever this is live streamed, you're going to find it. So we'll be talking to Nate Prater hopefully soon. Maybe that would be a good March guest as we lead into this and kind of go over all the craziness that is streetcar bragging rights.
Yep, I dig it. And then next up is the Chaos Cruise put on by Redwood Rally. That is April 18th and 19th, which is only 63 days away.
And then this is a good one. But this one, I should have put these two together because we are hosting the Mother Road Mayhem on the 19th. Okay, so are you seeing the dates here? Chaos Cruise is the 18th and 19th. Mother Road Mayhem is the 19th. Should we do some trash talk between the two? Should we find some classes that are similar and back and forth a little bit here?
Oh, absolutely. Is there a reason why we shouldn't? Would be the question.
I can't think of a reason we shouldn't. Redwood Rally, Heather and Jesse, I'll be messaging you guys after this as we begin to talk about, Mother Road Mayhem versus Chaos Cruise. Now, the Chaos Cruise is set up where you start to the pizza place, you drive to the track, make your passes, and then drive back to the pizza place. Ours is at the track, make the drive, come back to the track. So it's going to be kind of fun.
I do kind of like the idea of starting at somewhere different and then going to the track, because then you can do like a little pre-party, post-party all in one kind of day, which is kind of cool too.
Well, and that's the way Drop the Hammer Judgment Day is set up too. I think it's right at what you're saying though. Think about how different that setup is than a normal drag and drive, because if you're at the track and you're making passes at the track, that's easy if you break your stuff, right? But if you set up at the pizza place and drop your truck and tow trailer and get in your race car to drive, now stuff's got to go right. It's got to go right. So going to be kind of awesome to watch that go down. I'm excited for that. And we'll see what kind of trash talk we can get out of this.
I like it.
Yeah. Well, there's a lot of events that, again, open registration today. So 666 opened registration this morning. Drop the Hammer opened registration this morning. We also have Buckeye Skips is open. We saw him making comments earlier here. Back to the Streets is open. They only have a few spots left. I think Buckeye Skips only has a few spots left as well. And the Great American Detour, Robert Voss and I were messaging last night or this morning. I think it was this morning. People steadily adding to the registration list. Again, that is the free 3,000-mile drag and drive event. But if you want shirts and all that kind of stuff, you can sign up for the registration there. He also has an expression of interest form on the Great American Detour website. So find it on Facebook, set it all up, get everything ready. That's going to be the trip of the year. I'm telling you guys, it's going to be crazy.
Yeah. Buckeye Skip says under 40 spots left for their event.
Man, that's wild. That is so cool. I'm excited for them. That event, started last year, had a full field last year, and looks like it's going to have another full field this year. So I know I think Tommy had said there were like 80% new people coming into the community from Buckeye Skip. So that's pretty freaking awesome, man. Drop the Hammer. Carl was saying the same thing last night. A lot of new people. I'm sure 666 is going to bring in a bunch of new people. And back to the Streets, I love that it is bringing in a lot of those no prep heads up guys. It's bringing them in because they get to do all of that same stuff they're used to, but with some real street driving, not true street stuff.
Yeah. Well, that puts us up to 48 events for the 2026 schedule. And you guys know the full schedule with the interactive map is now on dragdriverepeat.com/event list -2026, which has just been dropped into the chat. So go over there, check that out, see what events are near and around you.
Yeah, it's going to be awesome. Thanks again to Driven for the work they do with us and on behalf of us. And Team Driven is just continually expanding and some of the very fast and best drag and drive racers out there. Deechworks, Deechworks, leading manufacturer of high-performance fuel system components and the official fuel delivery of Drag Drive Repeat. The DW product line includes fuel injectors, pumps, rails, regulators, filters, lines and fittings, plus surge tanks and pump modules, all engineered to support power levels ranging from 400 to 3,000 horsepower. With a focus on engineering excellence and industry-leading customer support, Deechworks continues to drive the future of high-performance fueling. And of course, those are our boys and girls over there. David Deech, the namesake of Deechworks, bringing a 4G63 powered Volvo Amazon. Come on. How much fun is that going to be to watch do fun, rowdy burnout stuff? And of course, Mark Campbell coming over. Can he take the Baker bounty away from Brian Acton in the street race power outer class? It's worth $1,000, dude. Like that's a big deal. Brian's won it 3 times. So we got Brian Acton, we got Mark Campbell and TJ Linebaugh sign up as well. This 850 deal is going to be legit this year. I'm telling you, it's going to be awesome to watch at the circuit 2026.
Oh, yeah.
All right. So obviously, I don't know if y'all knew this, but Sick Week happened last week. Gonna start kind of talking through some of this stuff. Hey, Tom Bagley here. Deechworks is awesome. So happy to work with them for Sick Week. Yeah, I mean, that guy had 0 issues and went faster than he's ever gone before. We're going to talk about him in a minute as well. All right, let's run through some of these winners down here. Through some of the winners from Sick Week. So this list here is the winners, and then some of these winners in here we're going to talk about in a little bit with records and then also stories. So if you want to, we'll alternate between these. Bullseye, this is you're trying to hit. Sorry, let me pull this down because no, that is a bullseye winner. No, sorry. Hold please. Hang time. Now we're okay. Bullseye winners, because I didn't have the time to get all of these racers, because with Sick Week or Sick Events, the Bullseye has its own challenge every day. So you actually have a winner every day. So the freaking awesome dude, 10-0 champion of 2024, Rick Dorn, took day 1 and day 2 Bullseye wins. I mean, that's freaking cool. Day 3 was Joe Aquino. Day 4 was Alex Brody. And day 5 was Joe Leonard. I really kind of like that challenge. I think it's cool. Obviously, we've talked about doing it as a challenge within the circuit. I don't know if we would do a full standalone class, but I think it adds a great way to catch some of the other people that aren't just going to, jump in DYO to do something there. So
Yeah.
So tell us who this is. This is the next.
Before we go to that, Street Meet registration is live this morning as well. So anybody that is interested in that, make sure you jump over there because that one's going to sell out quick as well.
Yes. Yeah. Sorry about that, Laura. I apologize. For some reason I thought it was next weekend. So yeah, cool. Well, congratulations to everybody. Should sign up for Street Meet, man. That's another one that's on my list for 2026.
Yep. All right. So now back to our sick week winners. Just wanted to make sure we got that out there. But second place in the DYO was Chris Wozniak. Obviously, we recognize that name. 0.24 for DYO. And the winner is Jonathan Montesino with a 0.011. So very close there.
Yeah, that's an incredible spread there. Incredible. Pro DYO, these guys are beasts. So DYO is 10-0 and slower. That collects everything that's 10.00 and slower. And then Pro DYO is 850 to 10-0 or 850 to 999, I guess. Second place in that class, Jimmy Reinhardt. Boy, we met him at Sick Week 2022. One of my favorite patinaed brown Novas. 0.024 spread between his quickest and slowest passes. But listen to these times. 8.561 and 8.585 were his two that's his quickest and slowest pass. The winner, Azim Sheik, and he took this one to the boards, dude. I'm telling you, 9.25 to 9.257 for his quickest and slowest passes. 0.007 spread in a Pro DYO 920 car. Absolutely insane. Here's his passes from the week. 9.250 on Monday, 9.251 on Tuesday, 9.257 on Thursday, 9.255 on Friday.
That's impressive.
Insane, dude. Or I guess Friday, Saturday, whatever. I don't know. Day 1, 2, 4, and 5.
Yeah.
Crazy.
Yeah. Very, very impressive.
Yeah. He's a beast.
Well, that moves us to our sick street race class, the 850 index class. Second place was Eric Burrows with an 8.597. And of course, our winner, Brian Acton, 8.557.
Man, that class is so. We're going to talk about that in depth in the week breakout here in just a few minutes. Sick street race or street race 275. Sorry, this is a secondary 850 class limited to a 275 tire. Second place, our boy Dan Dinan with that beautiful red beard, driving Betty White, 8.5305. Winner of that class, Mr. Three-Peat, Mr. Old Guys Rule, Mr. Get Out of My Way, you're racing for second. Randy Seward, three-peat here, 8.5138 average. This guy's an animal, dude, like 71 years old, out here just teaching these youngsters, teaching them what's going on. 8.5138. His passes for the week, 8.513, 8.514, 8.508, 8.52.
Yeah. His slowest pass that he turned in an 850 index was 852.
Yeah.
And not to take anything away from Brian Acton, but their average was an 855.
Yeah.
And Randy Stewart's slowest pass was an 852.
Yeah.
The guy's got it dialed in, no doubt.
Yeah. It's wild. It's very, very impressive.
Yeah. Well, moving on to our Gasser A class, the winner there was Robbie Weissup with an 8.568 average out of a Gasser there. No other competitors in that one.
Yeah, pretty freaking awesome. There was one other competitor, but he didn't make it all week in a stick shift 55. I think we know who I'm talking about. Up next, Sick Week Freaks. This class was fun to watch. Second place, Rick Fleetas in the 8.54 averaged. Duramax swapped Chevelle. That thing is always a blast to watch. I love the way it shoots the smoke. Super cool. And then, of course, the Winner of that one, Trevor Brandon, 7.847. And we're going to dive into that here in just a minute as well. It looks like I skipped one, man. I'm sorry. I'll run through it real quick because I jacked it up. I didn't put a photo in here. That's where it got me, right? So in the Beetle class, second place, Jim Holt, our favorite Carmagia in all of Drag and Drive. That car is super fun to watch. 11.23 average for him. Winner, Ben Anderson. Hang on, I think, yep, right here. Sorry, I had him out of order. Winner, Ben Anderson, 11.09 average for him out of a air-cooled Volkswagen Beetle.
Yep.
Crazy.
Tom Bagley asking if I'm drinking a beer this morning. Nope, it's a kinetic. So got on these
support of Cleat.
Yep. Not only that, but helps with my fasting and keto for our race weight bet.
Nice.
Not even a bet, I guess. Or just our challenge group, whatever you want to call it.
Yeah. Group. I like it.
All right. Next up, Rowdy Radials. This one was wild. Second place, Andrew Whitman with a 5.048. And again, this is 8th mile here. And winner, Tanner Stover, break-in records, which we'll talk about later, 4.739 in the 8th.
Yeah. Insane.
Just went out there and just split that thing wide open.
Dude, on a 235 tire, like that's a lot of car on a 235 tire.
Yeah.
That's a lot of car. Next up, naturally aspirated small block. They're back, baby. They're back. Jason and Amanda Tabscott out here taking it to the fence. 854 with a 9 out of a small block naturally aspirated car. Wild, dude. 854 with a 9. Insane.
Yep. And then we've got the naturally aspirated big block, which was Randy Fuller with a 7.72 average.
Yeah, this car was awesome to watch. It's as clean as Ed Inger's cars have ever been.
That's Ed's old car.
Yeah. Ed was all excited too. He followed along with the week and just had a great time. It was going to be cool, man. It is cool. That car is awesome. Big shout out. First off, Stick Shift Racers right here. Second place, Bob Gruber. We know that guy. Love that guy. Banging Bob. 856 with an 8 average for him. And winner right here, shots by E3 Extreme, our boy Damon over there. Darren Hendricks, 8.2355 average in stick shift. Pretty incredible.
Yep. Next up, Super Street. So second place there was Richard Flint, who had a little bit of an accident there prior to the kickoff of Sick Week. So glad to see that he was able to get back out and finish. He finished second with a 7.208 average. And the winner, Bradley Arnold, with a 7.159 average. So again, pretty close there in the Super Street.
Yeah, it was cool to see Richard go out and lay down like a 7.2 on his first pass back with the car all back together from his little spin out a couple of days before. Next up, man, Pro Street class. This is kind of crazy. We'll talk about this in a little bit as well. But, this was a remark that Derek Putnam of Sick the Magazine made on our show Wednesday night. But Pro Street, first time for this class to be in the sixes, and it's run by the top 2 guys in the sixes. So second place, Glenn Hunter, 6.968 average. And our boy Nick Reinhardt works with Howard's Cams, does all the cool stuff over there, 6.813. You guys saw this car in the booth at PRI just, 2 months ago?
Yep.
Comes out and lays down a 681 average for the week of Sick Week.
Yeah, again, another close average there. Moving into the modified, second place was Chris Benor with a 7.188, and the winner, Val Morris, with a 7.151. So again, another quick and close average there.
Yep, second quickest lady in Drag and Drive.
Yeah, 7.15. It's pretty impressive.
Another SMX powered car here, a heavy metal. Second place in this class was taken by Jamie Dollar in the Camaro with a 7.656 average. And of course, our boy in Greenie, Alan Whitaker, 7.001. Bro.
That's so awesome and yet so heartbreaking at the same time.
Yeah. But here's my question for you. Would you want to do it if you're that far out ahead of second place? Do you want to lean on it and make those extra passes and take that chance? Or are you like, hey, it gives me a chance to do a 6 next year?
Yeah, I don't know. I think when I'm that close, I think I would still keep trying.
Yep, especially on day 5. What do I got to run? Perfect.
Right.
Turn that up just a tad.
Yep. Then we've got Unlimited Iron, second place, Alex Taylor with a 6.86. And the winner, Les Smith, with a 6.860. So let me go back here because Alex Taylor was a 6.869 and Les Smith was a 6.860. So again, these classes, first and second, have been very close in a lot of these classes.
Well, and these cars are 6-second cars. Let me look into this camera into 6-second, 200 plus mile an hour cars. And over a 4-day period, because that's what this class was turned in as, 4 days, the difference is 8 thousandths of a second. 8 thousandths on their average. Like, so you're telling me that Les went 2 thousandths faster every day, basically.
Yeah, and I think if I remember right, I didn't see many of Les's passes, but I know Alex had a day where she turned in a 7 something, I think, and that's probably what really broke her. Because we'll talk about her PBs later, but I think that if she had that day nailed down, that she probably would have been way quicker.
Oh yeah,
But
for sure. 6:55, I think. Yeah.
Yeah, that's Dragon Drive, though, right?
That's why I love it, man. That's why I love it.
If it was easy, everybody'd be out here doing it.
But we hope everybody comes out and does it, sees how hard it is, and then throws some respect on its name. All right. Unlimited class. Nick Cryer. Man, this car just continues to blow my mind. 728 out of the 33 Ford. Can you imagine spending a week in the car that's not as big as the chairs we're sitting in?
Right. Especially after being in the Divco for so long, where it's like a couch
bus.
in there.
Yeah, exactly. And the winner of that class, all the way from Sweden, Mr. Nicholas Lindgren, 649 with a 0. Y'all, this is 300ths off of the overall record ever out here at Sick Week. So no, I'm sorry. No, it is a more than a tenth because 2 tenths, right? What did Brett end with? A 24?
I can't remember.
Yeah, 2 tenths, whatever, 3 tenths, whatever. Who knows? Out here putting this thing down. This car was gorgeous, man. I really wish I had spent more time with it. I didn't see it make a single pass until I think it was Thursday that I was standing there and it came up. I feel like this car's all carbon. Like this is a very, very, very nice car. I mean, obviously runs 649 like as an average. So this car's very fast, but super cool to see it, man. It's awesome. The Swedes took over this year. This is the 3rd of 5 years where a Swede has won Sick Week.
Right.
It's pretty incredible. Pretty incredible. That puts our top 3 racers. Nick Linden, obviously, who we just talked about. Second up is Nick Reinhardt, who's there on the bottom of that with a 681. And then Les Smith, 686 as our top 3 racers from there. So from Sick Week 2026.
Daniel here saying it's all carbon front, but all steel rest.
Golly, dude, that's insane. That is insane. Wow. Cool, man. What a badass car, a badass group of people. And I think the Swedes had Daniel, help me here, but I think there were 40 plus Swedes that came over for Sick Week. So it was an entire group. You wouldn't want to catch them in the middle of in the middle of a dark alley.
A question here. Brett won the other 2 Sick Weeks. I know he at least won one of them.
Yeah, and then Michael Westberg won 1 year. Stefan Gustafsson won. Brett, and then this year Nicholas. Somebody help me. Who won the other one? I'd have to look. I don't have it pulled up anymore.
Interesting.
Yeah. All right. Big shout out to Deechworks, man. I can't wait to see those guys at the circuit again, bringing 2 cars, sponsoring our racer party. It's going to be freaking awesome, man. They are a huge support to the community. I mean, a lot of people were running Deechworks products. In the back of Tom Bagley's car now is a are in Tom's new cars, a full Deechworks fuel system. And I mean, it made it all week and ran in the nines, which we're going to talk about next. So pretty awesome stuff.
Yeah, Daniel saying Stefan had like 20 to 30 people. Nicholas had like 10 to 20, and there were probably many more, not with the two groups.
Man, that's incredible. That is incredible. There's a story that's going to drop on Wednesday night that I'm excited about that I think is going to help maybe with some people in the States going to other events. You know, a lot of foreigners come here to do our events and hang out with us. They're working on a way for us to go hang out with them. So be kind of cool. We're going to talk about that in depth on Wednesday night.
Nice. I like it.
Oh, yeah. All right. Well, Car Change 3D should be your first choice for custom 3D printed parts for your project car. Corey Nicholson, the man of the hour right there in Michigan, can take your idea to reality. Maybe you're looking for that special car guy gift they can't get anywhere else. You're seeing it right here on the screen. He can produce a one-off keychain of that special person's special car, or tons of dashes, tons of center console, tons of cup holders for shifter mounts. I mean, like, he does a lot of stuff. I know we talk about these keychains quite a bit, but a lot of really cool stuff. Find more at carchains3d.com or on social by searching Car Chains 3D on Facebook and Instagram. In this segment, I want to talk about some of the standout stories from Sick Week. This is going to be kind of fun. This is a personal best is kind of what we're going to start with. So our boy, Kanan Hall, I want to start with him because, I just got ramshackled on Wednesday night because I had the time wrong for Kanan. So Kanan Hall, a square body C10 truck. Are you look at me in the eyes? 891. This dude has been pushing for a long time. This truck continues to get faster and faster. 891 while at Sick Week on day 5. Dude is incredible.
Yeah, pretty awesome.
Yeah.
Next up is Calvin Nelson, who obviously we had on just prior to Sick Week in the VK56 swapped Fairmont, and that ran a 863. So
yeah,
pretty incredible there.
Yeah, that was the first time that car had been out like that, and it was his quickest pass personally. And dude, they've built some high power stuff. You know, they do a lot of stuff with the 4200 and all that. And they were building a car to come. We talked about the most of the night when they were on. We had them on for 2 hours, and they were 4 hours short of being able to finish the car in time. So sorry, guys. You can blame that all on us, and we'll hopefully see them in the Camaro at Six Summer. That would be hopefully the goal from there. Next up, Chris Wozniak, our boy WAF Racing. 11:28 is his personal best in the CUDA. And then he took second in the DYO class with an 0.024 spread in that class. So he had an incredible week all around. And we just had a great time hanging out with him. I caught up with him almost every day to just to say what's up and see how his days were going. It was pretty cool. And then his girlfriend Lily came down. I mean, it was awesome to see her hang out.
Yeah, that's awesome. Next one would be Alex Taylor, which we talked about just a little bit ago. Personal best with a 655 out of that car. So that is huge there.
Yeah, hang on. I'm trying to find her stuff here because I want to talk about her other passes, which you had mentioned earlier. What happened down here? I got something else. Oh, sorry. Too many spreadsheets open. Hold on, because so Alex Taylor here. So her passes, yes, day 1 6,558, day 2 745 with an 8 at 198 miles an hour.
Right.
That shows you how hard she was running. 685 on day 4, and then 660 with a 2 on day 5.
Yeah. So that 740 was really the difference for her overall average.
Yeah, that really kind of hurt it there, of course. Our boy Tom Bagley, who was making comments up there earlier, 991 with a 9 at 138 miles an hour as a personal best. Y'all, that was his whole goal this week, was to get passes he couldn't submit and take 20s, whatever it took. But he wanted to put that car in the 9s this week, and he did it. He did it at Bradenton. He did it at, I don't think he did it at South Georgia, but he did it at Bradenton, and then also – where do we go after? So Orlando, and then Tom, tell me, did you do it on the last day they're back at Gainesville? But I know he did it 2 days at least because I watched both of those.
Yeah, he said the quickest PB pass was the very last pass of the event.
Heck yeah. So yeah, back again. So it's 3 out of 4 days in the nines. So his main goal was the NHRA license. And dude, does it get any cooler than having Mike Finnegan and Clay Milliken sign your NHRA license?
Not at all.
Super cool. Super cool.
Yeah. So big congrats there. Next up, Trevor Brannon, first sick week freaks in the sevens. And it wasn't just a high sevens, it was a 7,688
Yeah.
out of that GTR. So he came down with a goal and just obliterated it.
Yeah. 5,000 miles worth of driving or 6,000 miles worth of driving to get here and home, and comes down and just absolutely destroys the Sick Week Freaks class, puts it down to 7. Rovic, our boy Raj Virahuja from Canada, another Canadian. So we had like 50 or 60 Swedes. We had at least 50 or 60 Canadian racers. I don't know. There was a lot of Canadian racers come down. Rovic put that big body 67 olds in the eights. And again, just like you said for Trevor, it wasn't like an 899 with an 8. He freaking demolished it. 878 with a 6. Ran an 8 every day except for day 2 when he smoked the transmission and turned in a 20. And that was the night I got to eat dinner with Rich Guido and his dad and Chris Wozniak and Ramsey and I can't remember the Heathens Garage guy's name. We got to eat dinner with them while Rovic went and worked on his car and got it finished up at South Georgia Motorsports Park. So freaking awesome, man. An 8 every day for Rovic is what he has been looking for a while. That car's just gotten quicker and quicker and quicker every time.
It sure has. And we talked about Val Morris. Again, her quickest ET was a 7.02. So close to get to the sixes there, and a quickest mile an hour of 202.97. So definitely there in the 200 mile an hour club and just a hair off of the 6-second club.
Yeah, pretty freaking awesome, man. I love that story for them. Of course, Steve co-piloted with her, so that was cool. Just to see them work together all week was really awesome. Sean Umscheid, the What No Way guy was down there. I hung out with those guys on the drive day. 907 is his best ET so far at 148 miles an hour. Couldn't get into the H yesterday at Bradenton. Tried. Ended up in the 950s all day. So Sick Week, drag and drive trim, still his quickest PB at a 907. Pretty awesome.
Yeah. Next up, Randy Seward, obviously our 3P in the Street Race 275. This was actually his slowest average at Sick Week. How wild is that? And we said his slowest pass was an 852 in an 850 class, and he has his slowest average at Sick Week.
Yeah, and I should have put that down there, but his average for the week was an 851 with a 3.
Right. That is his slowest Sick Week average.
Yeah, pretty incredible. That guy is just a beast. Always out there getting it done. Nick Reinhardt and Glenn Hunter, of course, first Super Street cars in the 6s. That was told to us the other day by Derek Putnam. Those guys went down fast. It was incredible. It's great to see Glenn in the 6s. I know for a long time he struggled with that low 7s every day, and then now he's in the 6s. Man, that's where he's going to live now, I'm sure.
Yeah. Brian Acton, obviously, with the third sick orange helmet, and Jay Blanchard there getting to drive the car for a day, which is pretty cool, and getting his first orange helmet. So Brian gave him the orange helmet, and like we were talking about on Wednesday night, I don't know if he took it off the whole way home.
I wouldn't have.
And then to wrap up our little segment here, Rich Guido moved to Street Race 275 in the GTO, ended in 4th with an 856 average. Passes here, quickest one was an 8503 on day 5. So man, right there. So passes here for day 1 was an 861, day 2 was an 854, day 4 was an 860, and day 5 was the 8503, which was the quickest in the Street Race 275. in the stick shift Camaro, driven all the way from Canada to Florida. How crazy is that?
Yeah, insane. Stick shift GTO.
Yeah.
I think you said Camaro, but yeah.
Oh yeah, sorry.
Pretty awesome. When I was kind of doing the research on this last night, I was like, man, 8503. I think that's like, and I got to look at, dude, the quickest pass in the street race 275 and 6 street race class. So
Yeah.
Rich Guido, stick shift maestro, runs the quickest pass in the, I'm going to say, hardest class in drag and drive, limited to 850, runs at 8503 in a stick shift 1800 horsepower 4,000 plus pound GTO.
Yeah.
Bro, get out of here. That's crazy.
Yeah. I wonder if he realized that was the quickest of the class.
I don't know. I hope so, because man, he's a badass. I'm telling you, it's really awesome to see. You know, he covered 200, he crossed 200,000 miles in that car since the rebuild on this trip. I mean, that car continues to just man, entertain and impress everybody that it comes around. And his driving ability. I mean, can we put this dude in a pro stock car? Something? Can we get out there? Can we see him take this to the next level? Yeah, Tom Bagley. We don't call him Canadian Chuck Norris for no reason. That dude's got a clutch kick like nobody's business, man. I'll tell you.
Right.
Pretty awesome.
Yeah, pretty cool. And love seeing all the pictures of him driving down from Canada and driving back through the snow, through all the weather. You know, he takes that GTO and just puts it to the test. He's said before how many miles he's put on that thing, and I want to say it was
200.
Yeah, that's what I was going to say. I thought it was like 200,000 miles he's put on that car, which is, man, crazy.
Yeah, it's pretty awesome. Let's run through some stats from the event, because this is the top classes. 92 cars in DYO. So I want to ask you, and the people that are watching this, for DYO, is that a catch-all, or is 92 people legitimately going, hey, I'm going out there and I'm gonna take that win? Is that 92 competitive cars, or is that like a group of people that are here for the experience and to have fun? Because we see that across all of them. Whatever the the catch-all class is always the largest by far. But how many cars were in stick shift, dude?
This is pretty awesome. Stick shift, we know, has been growing year after year. We keep talking about it. Sick Week had 38 cars in stick shift. And we know there was more stick shift cars because we just talked about Rich in the street race class. So 38 cars registered in stick shift is crazy.
Yeah, that's pretty wild. Yeah. And it makes me wonder, should we have two stick shift classes? Should there be a pro stick shift and a regular stick shift? I don't know. I don't want everybody to get a trophy all the time, but dude, 38 cars, man, that's a bunch. 32 cars. You ready for this? In pro DYO, 850 to 10-0, 32 cars trying to play the bracket race game. I hate to say bracket race, but trying to play that consistency game, which is the number one rule in bracket racing. 32 cars in pro DYO.
Yeah, so 92 in the regular and 32 in the pro is pretty wild.
Yeah.
27 cars in the street race 275, which is the 850 class that we just talked about, and 23 in the 6 street race, which is the other 850 class. So there's, what is that, 50 cars in an 850 class?
Yeah, pretty incredible, man. That's a lot. And the top 10 were in the upper eights, 850 to 90. And then 22 cars in the bullseye class, which I really like to see. And that class is probably hard if you're only going to get a few passes per day, because you're trying to target like a 0.68. No matter what your first two digits are, you're trying to target like a 0.68. So that makes it very, very difficult.
Yeah. How do you even tune for that?
I have no idea. I haven't made enough passes to figure out anything. What was Brian Ekstrom saying there? He said, hey, Racer, I got to drive the drag driver Pete rig. He did. Do big shout out to Brian. Without him, I wouldn't have got to ride in the Knapsack Mustang.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
He said I had to turn the heat down.
Yeah.
11 p.m., 5 hours to go.
Yeah, we didn't get to the track till 5:30 in the morning, and I just big shout out to him, man. He was always welcoming and just a great asset to the drag and drive community. But I really do appreciate him driving the truck because I wouldn't have been able to ride with Tom and freeze my freaking ass off if he had not done that.
Yeah. Tom saying that was a cold night.
Yeah, I mean, I had sweatpants on over my pants, trying to stay warm. Had 3 layers. I had a hoodie and jacket on and gloves and the J-wire beanie and all that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
Pretty awesome.
So the one thing that I didn't have FOMO on for sick week was that exactly there, being that cold.
Yeah, it was pretty incredible. Again, thanks to Corey and Car Change 3D for all the work they do with us, and I can't wait for some of the stuff that you and I've been working on in our brains for what Corey can maybe help us with throughout 2026.
Ken saying, can we take a moment for Al Max legs, always in shorts?
That dude's crazy. I don't know how he was wearing shorts all the time.
Yeah, and Tom saying I had 2 shirts, hoodie, coat, and my race suit on.
Yeah. Yeah, he looked like what's the kid from Christmas Story? He looked
Right.
like he was running around. All right, man, I'll let you do this one here.
All right. We're probably going to be a little over this morning, but that's kind of been the norm. So appreciate all of our race car friends hanging out with us here on a Saturday morning on Valentine's Day, because I'm sure you guys all have better things to do to keep the women in your life happy, but appreciate everybody tuning in here. Couldn't do this without you guys, and can't do it without our sponsors: Summit Racing Equipment, Deechworks, Molly Motorsports, Driven Racing Oil, Howard's Cam, J-Wire Solution, AFCO Racing Products, Performabuilt Transmission, Car Change 3D, Power Tube TV, WAF Racing, Sweet Patina, and Racing Junk. One of the coolest lists of sponsors I think that is out there anywhere.
Mm-hmm. Oh, for sure. Love those guys.
All right, so we'll get into the Molly segment here. So attention high performance enthusiasts and racers, meet the Molly Motorsports Power Pack Kit, your ultimate solution for power pack performance. The Power Pack pistons are made from either a 4032 aluminum alloy to allow for tighter cylinder to wall clearances and improved temperature stability, or a 2618 alloy to allow for increased detonation resistance. So what sets Molly apart? Well, it's their forged pistons, Grafal coating, and the phosphate treatment for peak performance and durability. Elevate your ride with Molly Motorsports, where performance meets precision. Visit mollymotorsports.com for more details. And for all of our podcast listeners, Molly is spelled M-A-H-L-E.
For sure, man. Love those guys. You see there, George Wright and Eric Grillo, both drag and drive racers, as well as sponsors of the brand here. All right, let's talk about this. And in my notes here, it literally says, this is why I love the 850 stuff. I love 6 street race class. So obviously Brian Acton and Jay Blanchard of Fast Act Racing won the class. That's their 3rd helmet. We talked about that a few minutes ago. 8.557 average. Runner-up was Eric Burrows with an 8.597 average. 3rd place, Kevin Bolger, 8.651 average. And 4th place, Rich Guido, he was 275. Sorry. 3rd place, Kevin Bolger, 8.618 average in 3rd place. So that tells you, 600ths basically as a spread for your top 3. But I wanted to kind of go through the standings each day and show how this moves around and how important the 6 street race class as far as changes. And I want to do this in an article for the Street Race 275 class as well. So day 1 standings, you had 1st place, Cody Poston. I'm hoping that's how I say his name, Poston, with a 8.516 pass. Tom Robinson, 2nd place, 8.615 pass. Kevin Bolger, 8.622. Brian Acton in 4th. Okay, 4th place. This is important later. 8.638. At that point, they were like, what are we doing? We're so far out. Can we even come back? Can we do this? Alex Corella, in one of our favorite Fox bodies, 8.694 pass. And then Eric Burrows, remember, runner-up, 8.726 is what he started the week at. Okay.
Yeah, so pretty crazy.
Yeah. So that's day 1. We leave day 1. That's the top 6. Now listen how it changes for day 2. Go ahead.
Yep. So day 2, Cody Poston still in 1st place with an 8.3 average, turned in an 8.53 pass. Brian Acton, who was in fourth, is now up to second with an 8.58 average. He ran an 8.53.4. Kevin Bolger, 8.52.9 average, ran an 8.56. Kevin Burrows was an 8.62 average. He ran an 8.52, which was the quickest of the day in this class. And remember, he was in sixth the day before. Tom Robinson, 8.65 average. He ran an 8.68, which was the 10th quickest of the day. And Alex Corella ends up in sixth with an 8.68 average with an 8.67 pass on day two.
Yeah.
So obviously a lot of movement there.
A lot of moves. So Brian goes from fourth to second. Okay. So we don't race on day 3 because of the weather. Come back day 4. Big shout out to our boy Keith Baker. Quickest path of the day, 8.509. This is day 4. And he's the only 8.50 something pass of the class for the week.
Wow.
Dude, pretty wild to think that one person in a 6th Street race made an 8.50 pass.
Yeah.
Okay. Brian Acton, he is now in first place with an 8.56 with a 3 average. His quickest of the week for him was run on day 4 with an 8.51 with a 6. Eric Burrows now moves into second place. So he jumps from 4th to 2nd with an 8.52 pass. Okay. So that's what, 2 8.52 passes for him. Okay. See how this works. He now has an 8.58 with a 9 average. Kevin Bolger stays in third place with an 8.67 average with an 8.83 pass. So if this dude had run a 50 or 60 anything, he would have been in first place. Derek Henderson, a new name to the list, 8.88 average, is now in fourth place, second quickest of the day and week with an 8.51 pass, 8.51 with a 3. Okay. Second quickest of the day and the week, meaning for the entire class, with an 8.51 with a 3. Okay. Kyle Cox, new name to the list, 8.91 average because he ran an 8.98. Tom Robinson moves into 6th place. So down from 5th, down from 3rd. He moves into 6th place with an 8.97 because he turns in a 9.63. So you can sit, man, this is so great. Cody Poston submits an 11.1 on day 4. How heartbreaking is that?
Right. To be in first place day 1 and day 2.
And then you do the drive day and then you do an 11.1. So I didn't have a chance to message him and get it back in time. But I intend to do that here after the show, find out, what happened that day. Cause man, it's hard for me to keep up with all the cars and stories and stuff that I heard. So pretty awesome. So that's day 4 standings. You got Brian Acton, Eric Burrows, Kevin Bolger, Derek Henderson, Kyle Cox, and Tom Robinson.
So then for day 5 passes, the quickest 5 passes of the day, a name that we haven't talked about yet was John Mankia, ran an 8.52 with a 4. Keith Baker ran an 8.53 with a 9. Brian Acton ran an 8.54 with a 2, and he only needed an 8.57 or better to wrap up the class. So once they got that 8.54, they were good. Kevin Bolger ran an 8.58 with a 9, and Eric Burrows ran an 8.62 with a 4.
Yeah, so 6th Street race was a little off this year. The times, I mean, dude, we had one car with an 8.50 pass at all. And then, yes, I don't know. It was pretty incredible to go through those standings last night. And of course, let me pull this up because I didn't put in the top 5 from that. So or top 6, we'll run through those here real quick. Apologize about that to those racers. So of course we had Brian Acton, we had Eric Burrows in 2nd, Kevin Bolger in 3rd, Kyle Cox in 4th, Tom Robinson in 5th, and Derek Henderson in 6th. And just because he's a Race Car Friends member, Devin Madison in 7th place.
Kevin Bolger here in the comments saying, my car was injured cosmetically and engine-wise all week. Was just happy to limp it back all week and finish the event.
Dude, that's awesome, man. What a great week for that guy. And to be in the mix with those is pretty incredible.
Yeah.
So that's again, I love that class. I think it is one of the 850 stuff has to be some of the hardest. I was listening to Rich Guido's video this morning while I was finishing up the notes, and of course he was in the 275 class, but it was day 4, and he was like, I kind of have a little PTSD. I didn't want to go too fast because he let out at 7.8 seconds into the pass because he didn't want to go too fast. And he literally said, I had a little PTSD from going too fast the day before. I didn't want to take that chance and have to come back around. So,
Yeah.
I mean, that's what these guys struggle with all the time.
Kevin saying he hit the wall on Friday
right.
at testing.
Yep. And then they put a head gasket in or something. I have a little bit of video of that from in Leadfoot City parking lot. So I walk up and they have the car completely apart. So yeah, drag and drive life is real, man. Those guys lived it for sure. He got some of the passenger side of the car, and of course, it was back together, and they were fixing stuff, and I mean, he went out and just kicked ass. So pretty awesome.
All right. Well, that's going to move us into our Howard's Cam community segment. So we'll play this video, and then we'll talk about some records that were broken during Sick Week.
Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Harris from the Monoxide Podcast. Real quick, Howard's Cams was founded as a racing cam manufacturer almost 80 years ago when Howard Johansson created Howard's Power and Racing Equipment in 1945. Howard's Cams has always used on-track experience to design the most powerful designs, and today they have an even greater group of experienced racers in circle track, drag racing, road race, mud bog, and marine. They use all this input plus the most advanced computer software to design the most competitive race-winning products. From pioneers in drag racing and oval track to cutting-edge marine development, Howard's Cams is at the forefront of the industry. So make sure to reach out to our friend, Luke B, for your next valve train upgrade.
Big shout out to our boy Harris at Monoxide. Love what he's doing over there, man. He is getting some incredible stuff going there at the Monoxide Podcast. Got more than 150 million views on stuff last year. Had some incredible guests.
Yeah.
All right, let's run through this, man.
All right. So first record we're going to talk about is Sick Week Freaks. And Trevor Brandon just went out and destroyed that record like we talked about earlier. The class record with an 7.8475 average. Previously was Tony Nimchek's average was an 8.76 average from 2023. So again, when we say he destroyed it, it went from an 8.76 to a 7.84 average. So, great job to Trevor for really bringing that thing way down.
Yeah. Everybody's on notice. I'll just say that. That's incredible, dude. 784 knocked it out of the park. Azim Sheik took the Pro DYO to 0.007, like we talked a little bit ago, from Gabby Lujan's 0.021, which I never thought would be beaten. Dude, a third of the time.
Yeah, 0.007 is going to be tough to break that. I'm just saying.
4 days of race, are you serious? It's crazy.
Yeah. DYO, Jackson Devon's 2022 spread was 0.22, has fallen to Jonathan Montesino with a 0.11. So chop that thing right in half.
Yeah, 0.022, 0.011 spread. Sorry.
Okay.
11 thousandths. Yeah, pretty incredible. And for a DYO spread to stand from the first year of Sick Week, it's pretty crazy when you think about how far that is. How many racers have come in. I mean, that's like Jackson's record has stood past 400 racers, probably 350 racers.
Yeah,
so
pretty crazy.
Pretty awesome. Yeah, 0.11's pretty badass. Naturally aspirated small block, Jason Tabscott came out here 8.54 with a 9. His previous record in this class was an 8.59, so knocked it down by nearly 0.05 of a second there.
Yep, breaking his own record.
Mm-hmm.
Heavy metal, this was another one that just got chopped down. Jason Pickett's record was an 8.159 with a 2 average, Alan Whitaker just came in here and put it down with a 7.001 average.
Just clobbered that thing, man.
Yeah.
Pretty awesome. Pro Street, Nick Reinhardt took the record with a 681 with an average, besting Glenn Hunter's 727 average from 2024. But also Glenn was down in the sixes, so 698 or something like that. 689 average for Glenn.
Yep. Super Street, Bradley Arnold's 159 average takes down Michael Ward's average 7.350 with a 2 from 2024. So again, 7.35 to a 7.15.
Yeah, pretty big swing when you start thinking about cars that fast. Gasser A, this guy right here, knocked it out of the park. Took almost a full second off the time. Robbie Weissop, 856 with a 7, lowers Jared Scott's 936 with a 7, all the way back from 2022. So knocking down a 4-year-old record, and of course the first event that we had seen, Gasser A at Sick Week, or really the first Sick Week, I guess. But yeah, 856 is the new Gasser A record.
Nice. And then we talked about this earlier, but Tanner Stover in the Rowdy Radial, new single pass record of 4.576.
Yeah, man, crazy to think that it was going there. And I mean, there were some guys, obviously we're going to talk about here in a second, but there were cars that were gonna really make a run for the money there in Rowdy Radial. Let's talk about racers who didn't submit passes on day one. 27 of them. 27 racers didn't turn in a pass on day one. Some of these names you guys will know they made passes, but they either didn't get the pass they wanted, or they said I'm going home, or other things happened. So Billy Hoskinson out there didn't submit a pass on day one. Jack Weatherford, who is in the Doom 55, he actually had freeze plugs pushed out of the back of the block, had to take it home to repair it, came back by the end of the week. Craig Grubner, that car is one of my favorite Novas out there. Morgan Evans didn't submit a pass on day one. I know I saw them out there. Rob Courtney, dude, I got to get this story, man. I'm going to message Rob here in a minute. Chad Fegley, come all the way down from Kansas, didn't submit a pass on day one. Jeff Lutz, we know the story there. Brandon Dollar didn't submit a pass on day one. Bryant Goldstone, we know that happened. He actually made several passes. They didn't end well for him. Jeffrey Lutz, Jeff's son, didn't submit a pass on day one. And Steven Chechik in the Trans Am didn't submit a pass on day one. But that car looked awesome. Huge wastegate or exhaust dumps out the fender. Car looks super cool, but I don't think they could get to where they wanted to get with the car. Yeah. So 27 racers didn't submit a pass on day one. So we're already down that many to begin the week from 359 racers to start.
Yeah. So day two, that number goes from 27 up to 45. So another big jump. So some notable names here: Chuck Stefanski, Matt Moore, Michael Ward, Wyatt Stengel, Kyle Buntley, Houston McLean, Matt Frederick, Bob Hess, Big Three Racing, Jim Parkinson, Robert Williams, Scott Mueller, Graham Hayes. Like, man, the list is just keeps growing.
Yeah, and those are big, heavy hitters in these classes. I mean, these are guys that were running at the front. Day three, that number grew from 45 to 61 with names like Sheldon Root, who just destroyed the block there, Michael Swindoll, Stefan Gustafson, Tom Bailey, and Will Fair. Those last three were front runners. I mean, those guys could have taken it all.
Yeah. Lots of 20s on day one, too.
Yeah.
Kyle made a really nice set of Lego cylinder heads. And then so day three was 61. Day four jumps up some more to 72 with names like Bill Hoskinson, Mike Finnegan, Jim Treadle, Sammy Tovin, Blaine Stark, and of course Josh Davis, unfortunately.
Yeah, pretty wild day, man. That was a hard day for a lot of people, and to see Sammy fall out, that was sad. There's a story on that that's coming out Wednesday night as well. And then day five, of course, last day, 82 racers in total had not submitted a pass at some point during the week. Day five, we're up to 82. Jason Pickett in the hearse. So sad. Letitia Hughes, that was heartbreaking. Chris Bice, who's done a lot of these events, Nitrous Big Block Camaro. Jared Aspergen, who sent the intake to the moon at Orlando. Man, sorry guys, but it was cool to watch that. It went through the hood, like the top lid went through the hood. Kevin Smith, who completely disintegrated the deck on Soccer Mom, like the right side deck top of the engine. And then Cody Poston, man, we talked about him in the 6th Street Race class. He was one of the last cars to not make a pass on day 5, which again, 11-1 on day 4 didn't help him with his average anyway. So kind of crazy, man. There's a lot of stuff go on at Sick Week.
Yeah, it really is. That's 82 cars was a bunch.
A bunch, yeah. So in total, 23.4% attrition rate, which is, I mean, that's probably not abnormal for Sick Week. I don't have that number memorized of what the attrition rate has been before, but I think that's pretty typical. Typically, we see 18 to 20%. I mean, obviously, this is up a little bit from that, but man, 23%. And a lot of guys in here that you would never really, you don't see having to bow out or take a DNF or something like that. So just tells you how hard everybody's pushing these cars to be as fast as they possibly can, especially for an event that's, held as a Super Bowl of Dragon Drive. I mean, it definitely is out there putting it down.
Yep. All right. Well, that runs us into our very last segment of the day. One of my favorites here, the Racing Junk Classified. So as you know, Racing Junk Classifieds is the official buy-sell partner of Drag Drive Repeat and is your go-to destination for everything from race cars to trailers, engines, and much more. So you ready to see what we got for today?
Dude, bring it on.
So today are going to be a couple cars that I would call them unique, not cars that you would typically probably see or that we would maybe show too often. So these are definitely unique cars, which is what drew my attention. So the first one here, check this thing out, a 1995 Lincoln Mark 8. Like,
I'm in.
That thing looks gnarly, doesn't it?
I'm in. Wow.
So $60,000 here. It says it's a versatile car for many classes. So I'm going to scroll through some of these pictures here. This thing is pretty clean looking too.
Man, when you're a gentleman, but also a racer.
Yeah, pretty good looking stands, but it's still got all the race car parts in here.
Wow.
Yeah. So pretty wicked looking, like full-blown race car here, obviously. But that right there, that keeps with the classiness of this car, doesn't it?
I mean, is that Alcantara on the 4 panels? Like a suede?
Right. Yep. So, yeah, this thing definitely drew my attention as I was scrolling through looking for vehicles here. So,
wow.
we'll run through the parts here in just a second. But, yeah, pretty wicked. So, this is in Michigan. So, it's a 6.0 NHR certed door car, turnkey, 3,100 pounds with the driver. Not a bunch of information here, but it is an all steel car with a carbon fiber hood.
Wow.
So
that's awesome.
You couldn't tell me that thing wouldn't be sweet seeing that pulling a trailer running down the interstates of Michigan.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm in.
So that was the first one. Pretty cool there. And the second one is another unique one that I really like. This is a 78 Oldsmobile 88 sleeper street car for $31,900.
I'm in love.
This reminded me of like Cheap Car Challenge, but classy.
Yeah. Yeah, this is a Paw classic right here.
Right. Not too many pictures. But this one is in New York. And it's a 78 Oldsmobile Holiday 88, very rare, non-factory AC, heat-only, bucket seats, zero rust on original paint and interior, brand new tires, all the chrome trim paint, very great shape. It's a 540 Dart big M block Chevy engine in that thing.
Golly, dude. Oh
Yeah.
man, I'm in love. This is
Yeah. Right up your alley, huh?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, so 355 heads, brand new valves, Scat cranks, Scott rods, ARP bolts, Ross pistons, top seal rings, 93 pump gas dyno at 900 horsepower in that thing.
Oh my gosh.
Yep. Dominator carburetor, hooker headers, Flowmaster exhaust. It's a fully built manual valve body TH400 with an SFI bell housing, 9.5-inch 5500 stall converter. Rear ends at 8.5 Oldsmobile housing with a True Track locker, 373 gears, quick performance axles, aftermarket upper control arms and bushings, double adjustable control arms, and TRZ anti-roll bar to go with the car.
With the full manual valve body, can I put that on the column?
Right? But man, just look at that right there. Does that look like a 900 horsepower car that does wheelies
with a big tire on the front, like a regular street tire on the front? Wow.
Now tell me that wouldn't be cool to just be driving around town and that, ripping stoplight to stoplight, tearing down, Mustangs and everything else that's pulling up next to you.
Just imagine you're a 68-year-old dude. You're like, you know what? I got $32,000 in my bank. I'm going to go buy this thing. And then you just roll up. And I mean, I'm sure at 900 horsepower, this thing sounds very rowdy, right?
Yeah.
Like very rowdy. But you pull up and some dude in a late model, anything. I mean, you get ZL1, ZR1, doesn't matter. This thing's going down. How fun would that car be?
Yeah. It may sound rowdy, but I don't think it's just going to sound like an old classic muscle car, right? It's probably not going to sound like it's 900 horsepower that's going to, sit you at the stoplight wondering where he went.
Man, that's awesome.
Yeah, this is a car Dad and I need to go get for sure.
Oh, for sure.
This thing would be.
I could see your dad cruising around in this thing, column shift, just so and so. I mean, run like a 255 radial in the back,
Yeah.
Just murders tires everywhere.
Yeah,
wow.
I absolutely loved this one when I came across this one. So anybody is in the New York area, this would be a extremely fun car to bring on a drag and drive, but to just drive around town would be so much fun.
Yeah. Whoever owns this, holler at us. Let's talk. There's Pistons in the Pines up there in Maine. There's East Coast Drag and Drive. There's what's the other event that's up there close? I think I'm thinking of Dragway Rush, which is probably a little further than close. But man, that's a cool one. That's a great find, dude.
Yeah, I really liked that one.
Yeah, two great cars this morning, man.
Yeah, sometimes you get those unique ones that pop up and can't help but show those on a Saturday morning.
That's exactly right. All right, well, guys, hour and a half on this show, man. I can't believe it's been fun this morning. There's so many more stories that are coming from Sick Week. We're finding out more stuff. Be watching the website dragdriverpete.com for all of the for a lot more updates that we've got coming in over the next few days. I'll be writing articles and things like that over there. Yeah, Dad says I'm in.
Right.
All right, man. Send us out.
All right. Once again, appreciate all of our race car friends in here spending an hour and a half with us on Valentine's Day. Make sure you guys go and take care of your ladies and make sure that you make this day all about them, because that's what we need to make you guys come to our next event. So enjoy your day. Appreciate all of you guys tuning in. And thanks to all of our sponsors. Again, we can't do this without all of these guys making Sick Week trips possible and all the other events that we do. So if you got time, check out these companies, support those that support us. Summit Racing Equipment, Deechworks, Molly Motorsports, Driven Racing Oil, Howard's Cam, J-Wire Solution, AFCO Racing Products, Performabuilt Transmission, Car Chain 3D, Power Tube TV, WAF Racing, Sweet Patina, and Racing Junk. And we will see you guys on Wednesday evening.
Hang on just a second. Big shout out to my mom. Love you, Mom. Hope to see you soon. She is hanging out with my grandmother, who's 98 years old and is in a rehab because she fell the other day. When you get 98, that's the kind of stuff that happens. But my granny is probably the toughest lady that you guys will ever meet. She's probably the toughest lady in the world. I don't know. She's awesome. So, Granny, I love you too. Happy Valentine's Day, and I'll talk to you guys soon. Sweet. All right. Sweet.